Hello everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 31st of July 2025. We'll start with a news which was a pleasant surprise for one and all. India's real GDP for the year 2025-26 quarter 1, which are the months of April to June 25, was reported at the rate of 7.8%. which is the highest in last 5 quarters. The best expectation for growth was not more than 7%. Within the overall economic growth, the noteworthy performance of the sectors within the overall economy was 7.7% growth was reported in manufacturing, which is much better than the last quarter. There was a growth of just 3.7% in agriculture, which is a decline from the last quarter. And services, which was the sector which propelled the overall economy, was growing at 9.3%, which is better than what it did in the last quarter. In the balance part of the financial year 25-26, there will be 2 factors which will determine the pace of growth. First will be the impact of US tariffs, and the second will be the consumption pickup on account of the direct taxes concession of rupees 1 lakh crore announced in the budget and the GST benefits announced by the government. Despite this positive news, the Indian rupee declined to its lowest level vis-a-vis the US dollar. Indian rupee on Friday closed at 88.17 to a dollar, which is the lowest level ever. And in last 1 year, the Indian rupee has depreciated by 5.12% against the US dollar. The impact of the currency market and the mood prevailing in the currency market and in the overall economy on account of the impact of the US tariff was also reflected on the Indian stock markets. The Nifty 50 was down by 1.78%, and Nifty mid cap and Nifty small cap were down by more than 3% each. FIIs continued to be sellers on account of fear and the valuation levels which are in the Indian stock market, and they sold Indian equities to the extent of more than 21,000 crores. DIIs continued to be buyers supporting the Indian market. They were buyers to the extent of more than 28,000 crores. Amidst this decline, on account of the expected consumption boost, the Nifty FMCG sector was an outlier and it was up by 0.73%, while as the Nifty Realty was down by more than 4%. On the commodity front, Brent crude was by and large unchanged, but gold in India and silver in India were up by 3% each in just 1 week. And so was the trend in the global markets. Gold and silver both appreciated on account of flight to safety and the fear psychosis which is prevailing amongst the investors globally. Lastly, I would like to talk about the changing trends of investments in India. In 2015, which is 10 years ago, the investment in mutual funds was 12% of the total bank deposits. In 2025, the investment in mutual funds is 32% of the total bank deposits. So this is the kind of change of the investing pattern which is happening in the country. As on 31st of July 2025, the total assets under management of mutual funds is now more than 75 lakh crores. That is all for this week. Thank you.